This is a typical application of array where we want to take this blue shape here and rotate it around this circle. So the circle's there purely for reference. So first of all, let's go in pick the object, and then we go into the array function. Now in terms of planes, we need to make sure that we've got the appropriate plane. So here we've got X going across the screen, Z going up, so we've chosen XZ here. We've got radial mode on because we want to go around that circular shape. We need 4 objects in total, so in other words there'll be one here, and one here at 90 degrees, but rather than putting in the angles by hand, I've just said fit to circle. In other words, it'll give us a complete circular set of shapes there. And I've got auto update on, create history, rotate duplicates, just make sure that that rotates every time it gets to the 90 degree point. It'll be rotated by 90 degrees, and then we can just press build, and that's what we get. Now if we wanted to change the number of copies, we can just up this number here, so let's make that 6. So we've now got 6 objects in total, so in other words 5 copies and 1 original, and we can make that 8 or whatever we want it to be. Now suppose we wanted to move this object in the X direction, so let's go and move that across a bit. And you can see, because the pivot point moves with it, then all of the other objects move as well. So the logical thing to do would be to move the pivot point to the center that we want. Now this doesn't update, even though it's got history on it. If we query edit it again, it's still not updating, so we have to turn off auto update and then hit the space bar to get that to update. Now this is not what we expected. I was expecting this to come to a bigger diameter radius than we've got. So to understand what's going on there, let's go into Windows Information, and if we look in here under Transform Information, we've actually got a translation vector. So in other words, the X direction, the X move has been recorded in there, and it's no longer 0, and this is what's giving us this problem. So what we can do to solve that is if we go into Transform and press 0, now suddenly that updates correctly.